Absolutely everyone is punching down on B. Simone, but does she deserve to be flamed and treated like the latest internet boogeyman? Hey everyone, Chloe here, and welcome back to another deeper dive video on being humbled and on the weirdo psychic violence and the super catty spirit of confusion nature of jealousy within friendships that I have been talking about since the beginning of my platform. So B. Simone has been having a hell of a rough week in response to her sit down girl chit chat with her quote unquote friend that has since gone viral and has exposed some very undercover but not surprising, very ugly truths about frenemies and about struggling in entrepreneurship. And what I would like to unpack most in this video is how to avoid the jealousy trap for yourself, because it is a trap, and on how to spot the B. Simones that are currently in your life. But for those of you who have not seen these very triggering frenemy clips, here are the parts of the conversation that garnered such a strong reaction, and I will be back with the rest of my commentary.
Recently, I have this opportunity and I called you and I told you about it. And you were just like, okay. And you called me back.
I called her right back, y'all. I was so convicted. I was so convicted.
You were like, I didn't like how I felt when you told me that. And I was like, what do you mean? You were like, I don't know what it is. I'm talking this out in real time. But whatever it is, I don't like what I felt. And I said, did you feel jealous? And you were like, I don't think I feel jealous.
Cause we went through all the emotions. She's like, are you angry? Are you sad? Are you jealous? I was like, I'm not jealous because I don't want what you have. I'm sad and I'm angry and I'm upset that I'm not doing it with me.
Yeah.
Like we're not working together.
Yeah.
Like I don't have that. Y'all, let me tell you something. Anybody that's in my circle, I want to work with you. I want to put you on. I'm putting you in position. I like doing it together.
You do.
How can we do this together? How can we make money together? How can we build together? How can we grow together? How can we all pitch in together? How can we be millionaires I want to do it together.
Yeah.
And there was a point in my life where I had that and it was crumbled. So I feel like since that has ended, that season, I've always yearned for it again. But it's just been a season of solitude for 2 damn years.
Maybe the longest season ever.
The longest season ever.
Yeah.
And I think, I know that's what it was, but I was so convicted. I called you right back. I was like, that's not right.
Yeah.
Like your friend, she just told me she was doing something so bomb.
Yeah.
So great. And I was like, oh, okay. Like, I was like, that's disgusting.
Yeah.
This has to get out of my heart.
For sure.
Like what?
But if we just did that, nobody's looking for the perfect friend.
Man.
I just want my friends to be aware.
And honest.
I'm okay if you feel a little jealous.
Address it and fix it. It's like the budgeting. You see how I am nitpicking every little thing. I've never been like that. We were in Bloomingdale's yesterday. I'm like, we have to go to H&M.
Yeah.
Like I notice it in me now, just nitpicking. And it's not even, I just don't have it like to spin the liquid. Yeah. I'm used to having liquid.
And of course, here's the infamous throwback.
You can't have a 9 to 5.
What? Why not? You don't want to have an honest job?
I mean, he could be a hustling entrepreneur.
So you want him to be you want CEO status?
Yes.
Okay, he can't
So
like he can't
like
clock in and clock out.
No.
Damn,
I
be
think
Simone.
entrepreneurs should date entrepreneurs.
Okay, but still, there's people who have really good jobs with vocational skills. If he's a mechanic,
I'm sure, but no, you're not gonna understand my lifestyle. You're not gonna understand why I'm up at 3 a.m.
Now, none of this energy is surprising to me. B. Simone is clearly not a woman who dwells in her soft power or her divine feminine at all. She is the quintessential boss and the hustler archetype to the bone. And overall, she has had many personality evolutions over the years. And at the age of 35, she has been openly talking about her desires for a husband and a family, which comes with some very strong romantic relationship consequences. And you can go argue with your tilted wig, but when a woman is her own provider, and when a woman is a boss on her own, she essentially has to primarily live in her masculine to both compete and survive in the world of business, because this is what it means to be a solo entrepreneur. It means having to deal with financial fluctuations without a safety net and having to go through periods of both feasting and fasting. And unfortunately, when you make being a hustler your entire persona, and when you make it your business to lack humility, People will root for your downfall, even your so-called fan base, who will put a battery in your back and who will encourage your arrogance for their entertainment. And that is exactly what is happening. And unfortunately, the digital footprint that you leave on the internet can and will come back to haunt you no matter how much time has passed. Ladies, a digital footprint of your arrogance or your meltdown monologues will always be lurking and waiting to impact your life in the most negative of ways when you least expect it. That is why I always encourage women to keep it ladylike by moving in the power of privacy, mystery, and mystique. Now, just for a mini lesson within the lesson, jealousy, for the most part, is an emotion that is rooted in being insecure and is a human emotion that people in general do not like to own or embrace. And with the emotion of jealousy, most people would rather jump through a circus ring on fire than to admit that they are envious of others, because admitting to jealousy means admitting to being insecure. And the human ego is very fragile and does not like to feel inferior. So no one in the world likes to admit to being insecure. Now, as for B. Simone, being a frenemy and passive aggressively not supporting a struggling friend and not being her sister's keeper when she was down, this energy obviously speaks to her character and to the fact that a lot of women can be insecure to the bone, and that a lot of women do not know how to be a true friend, as most women are friends with each other out of either hierarchy or out of trauma bonding. And this is not talked about enough. And when I say hierarchy, this means that most women are only in friendships or are in community with women who they are not threatened by, or they are in friendships with women who are in the same struggle boat as they are. And when one person threatens to rock the boat by self-improving, or one person gets married to a provider, or one person starts a family, which is a desire of many women, or one person decides to social climb and to leave the wolf pack or the toxic hive mind or the struggle boat behind, that is usually when the problems amongst women start to take center stage. Just look at the nasty and the unprovoked, hideous things that women say online about each other, and more specifically about women who get a lot of attention from the male gaze. That is your answer about the nature of jealousy and how openly vicious that it can be. Which is exactly why I wrote my book, Private Not a Secret, and is exactly why, for safety reasons, I have my private group, The New Feminine, because I love to support women and I love to teach women how to manage and deal with envious people, envious family members, as a feminine skill set. But when it comes to hierarchy, you might be the friend in the group that nobody expects to succeed. You may be the friend in the group that's the fat, funny girl who doesn't get attention from quality men unless you decide to lose the weight. You may be the struggling single mother that everyone has low expectations of and who everyone expects to stay down bad until, shockingly, your circumstances change. That's why a lot of women friendships tend to implode, because they're only friends with each other because they have a trauma bond in common, or they only feel good around you because of your lower position. There are also always going to be those friends who want to be close to your success and who want to have your aura. And by the way, it's called aura farming. And it happens to me all of the time. And you will have those friends who will try to copy you, who will try to destiny swap with you, and who will try to pick your brain. All those friends that will be quietly feeling, why are things happening for you and not for them? So for any woman who is currently on any kind of self-improvement journey, as you grow and expand, you will quickly learn who your true friends and family are. You will see who you can grow and evolve with, and you will quickly see how fast that people will turn on you like a corner when they are feeling threatened by your elevation. And you will see how vicious that human beings can be when you are no longer in the same boat as they are. And these clips are evidence of how fair weather, wishy-washy, and emotionally inconsistent that your frenemies can be. So when it comes to monitoring spirits and frenemies and women who secretly pray for your downfall, unfortunately, that will be more the norm than the care, the concern, and the unconditional love that most of us seek from our friends. And this jealousy amongst women specifically will only intensify and worsen with the competitive and the comparativeness that comes with social media. As human beings are not only wired to compete, they are wired to want what other people have, and that will include your girlfriends. So there is most certainly a jealousy epidemic going on with women, whether it's friends not supporting their friends in their goals, and friends pretending like they don't see you succeeding, and friends not liking each other's posts. All of those are signs of a person who has lost the plot, who believes in lack, and of a person who will dive head first into the crabs in a barrel mentality to bring you down to their level. And finally, as a feminine school lesson, let me just be the first to say that there is nothing wrong with feelings of envy or jealousy. Feeling jealous or envious is a human emotion that just reminds us that we are longing for something that we don't have. So the elephant in the room is learning how to manage our feelings of insecurity when we do not have what we want, and learning how to manage those feelings and learning how to turn those negative emotions into being happy for other people is a skill set that will require maturity and knowing how to be grateful for what you have while doing the work to get the result in your life that you want. Ladies, the reason why good things happen for other people is not to make us feel insecure. Those good things that you want and that are happening for other people are a sign that goodness and greatness and happy endings are a possibility for you, especially when you put in the work. That is all and nothing less. So when people do not know how to manage their jealousy, it will instead come out in all types of weirdo, spirit of confusion behavior like B. Simone's. And once you start adding in the husband, the provision, the beauty, the male gaze, the beautiful, healthy kids, the financial stability, you need to know how super lucky you are if you have been able to maintain at least one good friendship for a lifetime. Because the higher you go, the thinner the air. And there are now so many cases of women who have been killed by their so-called friendship circle. The truth is, some of you have jealous B. Simones in your circle right now who are currently suppressing their negative feelings about you while moving funny and talking dirty behind your back. And if you are on a feminine and a hypergamous journey, you will most definitely run into a B. Simone, because that is what comes with the territory of when you are working on your womanhood milestones that most women are wired to want, which is desirability, marriage and a family, and to be wonderfully taken care of by the masculine divine. As for B. Simone, she needs some good PR in her life to clean up her act, because in the game of social media, especially for women, your mouth and your narcissism can be your biggest downfall. So, ladies and lurkers, to get this conversation started, is B. Simone the villain, or should she be commended for showing her true colors and for saying the quiet part out loud? And have you ever had a confusing B. Simone in your life? And as always, remember to not lose the plot. And I thank you for liking, for sharing, and for subscribing to The New Feminine to further grow this platform. And please stay tuned for more videos to come. And I will catch up with you ladies and lurkers and ear hustlers in the next one.
The ultimate friendship incompatibility is the super confident, self-aware, introspective friend paired with the insecure friend who has a lot of self-work to do and barely knows themselves. The person who is always self-reflecting has been through a lot that has made them comfortable in their own skin, comfortable spending time alone, and love themselves on a truly deep level, does not go well with the person who is on step one of that process and has a long way to go. The person who can't figure themselves out, they can't figure out where they fit, they can't figure out what their vibe is, and then they're constantly looking at other people for inspiration and influences, and they don't know themselves. They don't know why they think this way. They don't know why they do things this way. They're just in the big questioning, confused era. If you're a truly confident person, don't try to mix these two people. They simply do not go together. It doesn't work out. And even if it's seemingly working out, one person or both is suffering. And it's usually the confident person, because the confident person is usually being very patient and empathetic because they notice, very introspective, so then they see other people's bullshit too. They notice that the other person is moving weird or needs them or is being a leech, an energy vampire to them, and they're suffering and they're dealing with it because they feel bad, or they're like, I like this person and I swear their intentions aren't bad, they're just finding themselves. But then you realize years go by and they keep finding themselves and they've been finding themselves.
Block everybody. Block everybody who doesn't fuck with you. Block everybody that talks shit about you. Block everybody who's in secret competition with you. Don't let them see you. Oh, I want them to see me thrive. Why? Why do you want evil eyes on your life? Why do you want people conspiring against you? Get that energy away from you. Stay far as away from those people as humanly possible. Block them in real life. Block them on the internet. Delete their number. All of the things. You do not need to be around people that do not wish you well. I don't know what the obsession is to surround yourself with haters. Let them do them. Don't worry about what they're doing. Don't know what they're doing. Don't speak ill on them. Don't speak well on them. Words are spells. Just get them the fuck out of your cipher and out of your aura. Make room for the people that do love you. Mind your business. Drink your water. Inshallah.
Privacy is power. I cannot stress this enough. Privacy is power. This is almost like a war tactic, right? If you don't give the enemy any clues or hints as to what you're doing, how are they ever going to beat you? How are they ever going to calculate your next move? When you flaunt your wealth too much, when you talk about your private life too much, when you share all your big dreams and aspirations to everybody down the block, you spread your energy very, very thin. And when you spread your energy too thin, other people can take pieces of your energy. This is where you get the whole destiny swapping thing that everybody's talking about online now. The evil eye, the pathological envy that certain people have. Why run the risk of having yourself be an energetic or physical target? Because jealousy can make people do a lot of crazy things. If you can just choose the opposite and protect your privacy, protect your peace. Especially in the age of the internet right now, privacy is everything. So learn how to scrub your personal, legal personal information off of the internet. Learn how to keep your mouth shut when you're about to manifest something really big or when you're working on a really big project. Also, one of the most important things, learn how to not flaunt your wealth or your success. And this is not coming from a stance of, oh, you need to be humble or flaunting your wealth is tacky. It's not. Do whatever you want with your money. But I heard a lot of stories like this coming from China. And if you didn't know, China has the most billionaires in the world. I believe it happened in Hong Kong, where this really wealthy multimillionaire billionaire, his son or his daughter was held for ransom because somehow the child's personal information or maybe the car license plate got leaked. These thieves and these bandits, they were asking the man for 200 million. So the man wired them 200 million. And guess what? They still killed the son or the daughter. Now that's an extreme example, but the moral of the story is people will do a lot of crazy things for money, for success, for connections, for even jealousy. So please keep your private life private. The less people are in your business, the more power you hold because you are protecting your kingdom. You are building a fort.